of your mat. And we're going to start with the soles of our feet together today. So kind of in this wide frog-like position. And our hands clasped behind our heads, making just a little sort of weave with your fingers so you can support the back of your head with your hands. We're going to take a little bit of a back flexion, upper back flexion here. And then we're coming back up. We're going to put our hands on the floor behind us and take an upper back extension. So you're going to try to bring those shoulder blades together behind you and look up. Then we'll just come back nice and slowly, bring those hands back, interlink the fingers, drop down, breath out. Breathe in, come back up, prepare the arms, breath out, and then breathe in to take your extension. And let's just take it a couple more times, just taking it really slow. Suck those abdominals, curl your spine, and then extend it. Breathing in, opening out the shoulders, opening out the chest. Last one, exhale. And then take your arms behind you and reach back. And coming back to center. Let's bring our hands into a praying position and just place them in front of the middle of your chest. Just to start off with, we are going to just move our chins. So our chin and our noses are going to come out of alignment with the center of our chest and our hands. So just turn your head one way and then bring it back to center. Then turn it the other way. We're sitting up tall on those sit bones. Abdominals are squeezing back. We can't forget about doing that. And otherwise it would be Pilates. And back to center. And one more. Back to center. I want you to just really visualize this line down your nose, the middle of your chin, the hands, and your sternum. Because now we're going to try to turn all of it and keep it in alignment. So lift those ribs away from your hips and rotate. It won't go very far. And return back. But at least it's a true rotation that we're achieving here. And coming back. You're also probably finding that you're pushing one hip further forward just to make yourself rotate a little bit more. Try not to do that. Try to keep those hips super still. And just get that alignment. Nose, fingertips, chest bone. And back. And nose, fingertips, chest bone. And without that hip, I can feel my hip already moving a bit further forwards. Ah, great. Let's, that one is done. Twisting is done. Let's do spine stretch forward next. So legs come out, toes flipped up towards the ceiling. Arms, we'll do them out in zombie today. And your legs don't have to be wide apart. It's not about hip opening at this stage. It's all about mobilizing the spine. So let's just let those shoulders melt away to start off with. Breathe. And then we'll breathe out and reach your chin down to your chest. You're sucking those abs right the way up and curling your spine over the tops of your legs. We'll take a little slide forward, keeping your arms at the same level, but slide them forwards. And then slide back, uncurl. And it's almost as if you're pressing your hands down on something there. Let's take it a couple more times only. Let's drop the chin, press down, scoop those abs, and reach forwards, and coming back. Pull those shoulders down, press on something invisible, and down we go again. Scooping those abs, mobilizing the spine, and coming back, and up we come. Let's go a little bit wide. with the legs if you can, and wide with the arms. We've flexed our spine forwards, we've rotated our spine, so now we're going to add it together in our saw. And we'll just do some nice fluid ones today. So we'll rotate, dive down simultaneously, come back, this is slow-mo, and so it's kind of 4 stages, but I want you to almost make it in 2. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Not too fast, but just going at your own pace. If you need to go in 4 stages and slow, you just take it slower. And let's just keep going, mobilizing. And last 2, 1 more each way. Try to chop off your little finger, with your little toe with your little finger. And last 1, coming back. Let's bring those legs round, whichever way you want to swing them. And let's lay our bodies down. So we're finding neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Place your hands over your rib cage, and we'll do a little bit of breathing before we go into our pelvic tilt and the pelvic movements. So let's just take 4 lovely deep Pilates breaths. Now I want you to think, as you're doing it, you can already start if you want to, think about the back of your neck not being contracted and not being curled. It's got to be long. So imagine tips of your ears being pulled out behind you, making that back of the neck super long. Even just sort of take your hands and place your head in the right position to make your head as long and your neck as long as possible. And now take your breathing, your Pilates breathing, which you're already doing. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. And breathe in through the nose, into the rib cage, and out through the mouth. We're connecting, as we breathe out, we're connecting those abdominals, we're pulling up the pelvic floor muscles. Just 1 or 2 more. And just make sure those shoulders and shoulder blades are also in the correct position on your mat. Lengthen your arms down and hands down by your sides, and we'll start pelvic tilts. So we're not lifting our bottom up, we're just curling the base of our spine so that the pubic bone kind of points, instead of through your legs, it points up towards the ceiling. You'll have a little squeeze on your glutes there. Nothing too strenuous. And then return through your neutral and then try to go the other way. Now, Linda, you probably won't be able to go too far that way because you're feeling more comfortable doing this way, I would imagine. But just go to where you can. Every person, just go to where you can. Here, let's tilt a few more times. So tucking. Pulling the pubic bone up towards the ceiling and then pressing it down. And then our last one as well here, squeeze and tuck. So this is the first movement, that's the tilt. There is the first movement we perform when we're doing our shoulder bridge. So let's just do that really slowly. We're going to go up, we're going to go into that pelvic tilt. We're going to squeeze the glutes. We're going to start to lift the bottom away from the floor. Now start to press through your thighs and through your knees and reach. And come all the way up to this lovely tall shoulder bridge without having puffed out. No arches here. Keep it nice and flat. Keep it all scooped in. Just breathe and come down, vertebrae at a time. All the way. We're going to do it another 3 more times. You can go at your own pace. You can do 2, you can do 4. I'm going to do another 3. And squeeze, curl up. Feeling the energy, feeling those hip flexors extend. And coming down. Another 2. Remember to keep that neck long like we did at the beginning. whilst we were lying down here. And up, squeeze. Another thing you can think about is reaching your fingers towards your heels. And down. And one more. We're staying up on this one. Everybody stay up. All the way up. Let's take some circles with those arms. Just nice loose circles. They don't have to go all the way to the floor. Just keep them within your range of movement in the shoulders. 2, 4 circles this way. Keep breathing. 3. Keep squeezing those glutes. And 4. And then we'll take them the other way. And then we'll come down. Breathe in. Squeeze, breathe out. And 2. Feeling how this mobilizes those shoulders. Feel your arms moving within your shoulders and shoulder blades. And last one, press down. And then bring your spine all the way down, vertebra at a time. Great, so we've really got that spine nice and mobile. Now let's start to begin some work on our hips. Going a little bit wider than hip width apart with the feet and the knees, just to start off with. And we are going to, with the right leg, we're going to knock the right knee towards the left knee. Yeah, so it's an internal rotation. Slide your leg along the floor, turn out, slide back. So we're coming back in our half diamond or our frog position, and then we'll go again. Knee in and across, slide it out, rotate it, bring it back. So the top of your leg, top of the femur is just really moving around in your hip socket and of your right leg. And 4 times with that leg. Keep the legs a little bit wider. Let's go with the left. You might find you've got more internal rotation on one side than on the other, or you might find you've got more external rotation. We're all going to be different here. And this is where Pilates is really good, because you can adapt. You can go within your own range. There's no need to look like anybody else. You just got to go with your own body, your own feelings. And return back. Bringing the feet together, knees together. We're going to go the reverse way and both legs at the same time. So we're going to open out into frog. Careful we haven't arched the back or puffed the chest, keeping neutral. Slide both legs forwards. Turn the knees up to the ceiling, connecting the thighs, and draw them back. And again, open, slide, connect, draw back. 2 more. Just mobilizing the hips. And back. And last one. And bringing those legs down. Keeping them together for the moment. Just open out the arms at the sides. We'll take our hip roll. We're going to do 4 with our legs together, and then we're going to see what difference it makes if we put our feet and legs apart. It'll just be the same movement, same little twist in the lower back, but it will feel slightly different. So we're just going 4 this way. Feeling that lovely rotation and that stretch in the lower back, stretch over those hip bones. Here, keeping the thighs and knees together. And so let's see what difference it makes if we go quite wide with those feet and knees and just rock them. And this time, don't lift your buttock off the floor. Keep your buttocks, both buttocks down. So it's more of a movement of the leg within the hip rather than your hips moving to get your legs down. So it feels quite different. No spiral in the lower back on this one. It's all a movement of the leg within the hip. I hope you're getting my drift here. Let's just do it once more on each side. And then we'll return back to our normal Pilates relaxation position and bring our arms back down. We can't do a Pilates class without doing a little bit of ab work. Actually, but before we do that, let's take opposite arm to leg movement from lying here. So we'll slide our right leg forward, but we'll lift our left arm up and take it overhead and behind us. And then we'll reverse, we'll just bring it down. Just nice, thoughtful movements. And then we'll take left leg, right arm, and bringing it back. Start to think about connecting your abdominals as you're doing this. So not pressing too hard. Don't rely on the floor to support the weight of your legs. Almost think that you're just sliding in through thin air. So you are supporting the weight of your limbs with your abdominals. Lovely. Now we will move on to a little bit of tiny bit of ab work. Let's take one leg to tabletop and put it down. Nice and simple. I'm not rushing today. And left leg to tabletop and put it down. Let's repeat that, making sure that our pelvis stays stable and our spine remains neutral. And last one. So now we'll zoom it up a tiny bit. Let's go one, join, one down, the other down. So right, left comes up, use your abs to get it up there. Right goes down, left goes down. Now work with your left first. Left, right scoop, left. Work with your right, and right, and left, and right, and left. Left first, and right, and left, and right. Let's do some simultaneous swapping. So it's like a little bit of a bent leg scissor. Let's start with the right one up. Now, as the right one goes down, the left one comes up, and we swap, swap. Just connecting the core, and 3, and 4. Let's do 4 more, and 5. This is going to be about the limit of our abdominals. We're just going to do one more thing after this. 7, and 8. Bring your legs together, up in tabletop, knees together, thighs together, feet together. We're going to do double toe dips with a bit of a tail flip and what I call the twisted mermaid. So we're going to bring our toes to the edge of our mat rather than the center. We're taking it to one side of our mat, then to the other side, and up. And breathe out each time you dip your tail. Breathe in to bring it up and dip. Can we do 4 more? And a dip. And come up. And a dip. And an up. And last 2, just to one edge of your mat. And last 1. And back up. Bring those legs down, keeping the knees together, feet together. And we'll take another hip roll and another bridge, but it's going to be a little bit swifter. We're joining the 2 exercises kind of together in a sequence. We'll start with a hip roll. So let's roll the hips to one side. The arms stay clasped up towards the ceiling. Shoulders nice and flat and nice and broad. We come back. Our feet and knees are still together. We're going to do a swift hip lift or a hip curl or a spine curl up to shoulder bridge and quickly down. So you can lift or you can articulate. It's up to you. And to the other side and back. Either squeeze and lift and down or just articulate quickly through the spine. Let's go once more each way. Quick articulation back down. And last one. And squeeze the glutes up and squeeze it back down. Good, well done. Let's move on. Where are we going to next? We're going into some hamstring stretching, and we're going to do our basic climb a tree move, the easiest version. Of course, you're more than welcome. If you know the advanced version, you can do that one. Let's bring the feet hip width apart. Hug one knee into chest, and then we'll stretch the other leg out along the mat. I've got my right leg, but you can have either leg, it doesn't matter. Now let's just unfold from your knee to your toes, just unfold your leg and get it as straight as possible, around about 4 times, just starting to stretch those hamstrings here, and 3. Keep it out there on 4. Let's flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, and flex and point, flex and point. So we're going into our climb the tree. It doesn't really have any climbing in this version. We bend the knee. You're going to press your thigh into your hands that are interlinked, and this in turn is going to start to pull your body up. Push your foot down to the floor, keep curling up, pull on the elbows, so you come up to a nice straight tall position. Bring your left hand, or if you've got your right leg, it's your left hand, and take a twist. Pulling the shoulders down, looking over, pulling in those tummies. Let's do it again, same side. Let's hook our hands underneath. Let's go down really slowly. Let's take those 4 stretches each time. 1, just a little bit quicker this time. 2, should start to feel a little bit looser. 3, and flex and point 4 times. Flex once, twice, 3 times. Here we go, second time, then we've got the other leg. Bend the knee, press, pull, push your foot to the floor, pull on those elbows to sit up, and wrap your hand around your knee, opposite hand to knee, and take your rotation. Really pull those shoulders down, sit up tall. Try not to be leaning back as you do your rotation. Try to sit really, really high up on those sit bones. Good. Well done. Let's go down. Hug this knee again, and we'll have a quick swap over of legs. Okay, all right. Same thing. Let's go slow the first time. Just nice extension, and bend. And 2, and then try to keep your thigh as close to you as possible, and your knees still in space. Hold it out there. Flex and point once. You should feel this somewhere down the back of your leg, even if you're fairly flexible. 3 and 4. Bend the knee, press the thigh into your hands, chin to chest, curling up, foot to the floor, press, 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 pull on your hands and your arms. Good, sit up tall, shoulders down, opposite hand to the outside edge of your knee, and off we go with that rotation. Breathing out, just rotate. Let's do it again on that side, and down we come. Nice and gentle. A little bit faster. Now those legs should be a little bit warmer. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Flex and point 4 times, and 2, and 3. Oh, I can feel that in my calf today. And 4. Bend the knee, press the thigh, pull on those elbows if you need to. Don't get stuck halfway. And up we come. Opposite arm comes out, wraps around your knee. Sitting up tall on those sit bones. Sit high, high, high. And look over your back shoulder. And coming back. Here we go. Let's not go down. Let's go straight into side lying. So flip yourself over onto one side. And I think we'll go all the way down. Let's take it easy and put your hands on your top hip. Legs are bent. Let's see. Let's line our feet up with our bottoms. Rather than having them forward in line with our knees, let's just kink them back so that they're in line with the rest of your body and your hips. We're going to take clams, so we'll lift the legs and the feet a little way off the floor, and we'll just take 4, but we'll kind of stay. We won't come straight closed again. We're going to try and stay, push it a little bit more, and then we'll close. Just 4 like that. So we're opening out, stay. Just see if you can go 0.5 millimeter more, anything more, and close. 2 more. Waistlines are lifted. We're holding that neutral spine. Can you squeeze a little bit more out of it? And last one. Careful that the hip doesn't tip back or stick your bottom out and down. So we're going to do one that we did last week, where put your feet down on the floor and lift your top leg. So now we're in a parallel position, and now you're going to bring it's the reverse clam, so you're going to bring your knees together rather than apart. And try to keep that foot that's floating in the air, try to keep that one still. 1, and we'll do this 4 times as well. And 2. See if you can squeeze a bit more out of it each time. And keep this hip this time. It will want to come forwards. You don't want that to happen. You want the hips to stay still. And 3. So it is working your hip mobility. And 4. Good. Bringing it down. We're going into a sort of side kick to arabesque, but it's going to be much looser. Let's just get this leg out. Keep your underneath leg bent. We can do it down here, and we're just swinging forwards and back, and forwards and back, and 3. Going to 8, and swing, and swing, and swing, and 7. On the last one, 8, hold your leg back behind you and reach your opposite arm forwards, forwards, forwards. Let's take a lovely reach, 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 reach. Hold it and return back down. Before we go on the other side, we're going to take chalk circles, beautiful chalk circles. Wonderful. So we're kind of in the right position. We're lying on our side, knees are bent. This time you line your feet up with your knees. So we're in more of a 90-90 here. Arms come out in front, and your head at first is kind of like drooped down. So a little bit of a flexion in the neck here. But we're going to follow the top arm, the top hand, and we're going to follow it all the way around. We're going to do, let's take it, I think we should do 3 circles at least each way. And we're coming back. So as you do your chalk circle, your shoulders can come out of alignment. So this shoulder, the top shoulder, will go back, but we are keeping our hips stacked. Think of that skewer through your top hip, through to your bottom hip, skewering you down onto your mat. And the last one, if you've done more, don't worry. So whilst I'm chatting, let's go the other way now all together. And slide your arm over your hip. Now follow, catch your hands with your eye line as you bring it over. So you're also working a little bit of neck rotation as you're following. So we're working the arm, we're spiraling our spines, and we're working our neck. So we'll do that on the other side after our side lying on the other side, okay? So we'll just move ourselves around. You can flip over if you can You can look away from the screen if you want to, just look at the back, go with my voice, or you can do what I've done and just turn yourself over on the other way. So we did our clans today with our feet lined up with our hips and the rest of our body. And we did them with our feet up, and we did 4 just really nice slow ones, trying to get to that maximum opening of your top knee. And 2, keeping your spine neutral, keep your obliques activated, underneath obliques, and 3, squeeze, and down, and last one, 4, squeeze it, and bring it down. Bring both feet to the floor, then just lift your top knee and foot. Should be in alignment. We shouldn't have the foot higher or lower, should just be at the same height. Keep your foot there, but lower your knee towards the other one and bring it back. So working that internal rotation at the hip. 2. And again, when you get to where you think it goes, just take it half a centimetre more, or whatever you can manage. Doesn't even have to be that much. And last one, really nice. Good, we're going into our lovely kick forward and back, just 8 times. And 2, and squeeze, and 3, squeeze, and 4. Can anyone feel their glutes from this morning? 5, squeeze, 6, and 7. And we're going to have this long stretch on this last one. 8, and squeeze, hold, reach. It's going out, not front, into a diagonal. That's it. Just reach, 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 reach. And return back. Let's do our chalk circles on this side. So bring in those knees, feet now, 90-90, feet lined up with your knees, and bring this arm underneath you, and your head, your neck starts in a little bit of a flexion, drawing first of all overhead, and we're going for around about 3 each way. If you do a couple more or 1 less, doesn't matter. All of these repetitions are just orienting, just a guideline. I can't say the other word, so I'll say guideline. There we go. And round and back. Taking it the other way, keeping those hips still, letting those shoulders come out so we spiral our backs and spines. And 2. Keep breathing. Here our breath should be breathe in for half a circle and breathe out to finish. I do believe that is the end of our chalk circles. Let's just lie on our backs. Bring our knees in and take some knee circles here with our knees. Going to finish off with a bit of a leg stretch. So just we'll take it easy and we'll do what we can. I don't want you to go overboard with this because we did a really heavy class this morning. Let's rock and roll up to sitting, and we'll turn over onto our knees. We'll take one knee forwards, one leg forwards. So we're in kneeling position, and we'll just take our arms forwards here. This is also going to not only stretch over our hips, but it's also going to stretch the whole front of our body because we're going to sort of reach backwards with our arms. Before we do that, you're going to press both hip bones forwards. So your thigh bone of your back leg makes a slight diagonal, yeah? And reach your hands forwards. Let's take same arm as the knee that's forward. Let's just take that up to the ceiling. Scoop those abs in, Drop the shoulders down, look up. Now if you can take it be a little bit beyond the ceiling towards the wall behind you, you can do that. You don't have to. Let's go with the other arm. And see if it makes any difference to our balance or to the stretch. And then with both arms, just nice reach up. Holding in those abs, dropping the shoulders, feeling it where we can. Hands come down, and we're going to tuck your back toe. I'm going to straighten both legs, so we're in upside down V with our legs. We're just going to rock forwards and backwards. So peel your toes away and heel. Toes and heel. Toes, heel, toes. Just a few more little rocks. Trying to keep your hip bones level. As you can probably feel, this is stretching your hamstrings of that front leg quite a bit. Okay, how are we going to come down? Let's bring this hand down, round to the other hand. Bring your knee to the floor. Sweep your leg round. And kneel back up. Take your time if you need that. So we're just going on the other side. And then it's almost time for our mermaid to cool down. Really nice. Let's go. Just taking it easy. Drop those shoulders down. Connect the abdominals. Squeeze the glutes. Push your hip bones both at the same time. Don't let one go further forward than the other. And make that little diagonal with this thigh bone. We went same arm as knee forward first. And just take it up to the ceiling. If that's where you think you can go, that's where we go to. Bring it down. Let's go with the other arm. Up to the ceiling. And down. And then both arms up to the ceiling. And really feel that back bend if you can. Bring the hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes. Lift your knees, straighten both legs. Try to get your nose down on your knee or close to your knee as you rock forwards and backwards. So we're putting one heel down, the back heel down, back heel up, front toes down. Rock, rock. And we're doing it a few times. Are you feeling it? Hopefully the answer is yes. And just a couple more. And then, I can't remember how we got out of it. So we'll just bring the knee down. That's it. We brought the hand to the other hand. And we can go into a child's pose. Here we go. Couple of deep, deep breaths. And let's come back. Lovely work, great stuff. There was one other thing I wanted to do that we didn't do. It's our cat-cow. So we do get a little bit of upper back extension and that lovely curvature of the spine. 4-point kneeling. Let's tuck the pelvis under, scoot the abs up. Start to really curl your spine without bringing your shoulders towards your ears. Drop your head between your arms and then reverse it by flipping your tailbone up, taking your eye line up, pulling those shoulder blades together behind you. Good. And then let's take it a couple more times, going at your own pace. I don't want to rush you here. Today, this afternoon is all just about listening to your body, feeling what you can do and going at your own pace. And coming back. Let's make that our last one. Finishing off. And just bottom back over to your heels. And then we will slide our hands to our knees. Let's come into our sort of Z position with our legs here, or the position that we would do a mermaid in. And we'll do what I call the ballet mermaid. I don't know why, I just gave it that name, and it's kind of stuck for me anyway. So arms out, and we're going to rotate towards your back leg, okay? As you rotate towards your back leg, so it's turning your chest and your shoulders towards that back foot, bring your arms up. This is why I call it the ballet mermaid, because we make this sort of a fifth position, ballet fifth position there. Those of you who studied dance when you were younger, open out. Now we spiral round, bring your opposite arm to the front knee, and you can give it a good little tug. Look over your back shoulder. I really like this one. And lift up and away. Ballet, out, rotate, and look over your back shoulder. Let's do it once more this way. Lovely breath in as you lift and rotate. Come back out and spiral. Now, let's see, arms come out. Can you move your legs to the other side without putting your arms down? We nearly made it. Good, good, good. And let's go on the other side. Ballet arms. Coming back out. Hand to foot. Now, if you've got any niggly hips, that this position feels really uncomfortable, just find another position for today. And back round we go. That position just could be legs crossed, legs out in front of you. Last one. And rotate, shoulders down, look over that back shoulder and come back to center. Our final breathing and arms. So we can do that from a cross leg, or you can do it from the position that we started in today if you fancy a little bit of a change, so we don't get one leg always crossed over the other. You can do this one, or if you're more comfortable just with your legs out, we're only breathing. That's the only thing I'm really interested in. I'm not worried about where your legs are. I'm going to do it here just for a change. Let's take a couple of deep breaths with no arms, no head movement and neck movement. Just thinking again, going back to that Pilates breathing technique, which is breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth, as if you're blowing out through a really sort of quite a wide straw down, nice and smooth. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Pulling up those pelvic floor muscles, pulling the whole abdominal wall backwards every time you exhale. And when you've done the last one, just bring your hands to the floor. Let's now drop the chin to the chest, so you're feeling that stretched at the back of the neck. And take our last two deep breaths with our arms coming up and down as we breathe out, pulling those abdominals, scoop up those pelvic floor muscles, and last one, deep breath in and breath out. Dropping those shoulders, flaring them out. Now, how did that feel? I hope that felt good.